just that block there, just limiting how far down that spring can go. So by adjusting this, it adjusts where that block is, and then you can change how much steam flow coming in. All right, yeah, I'll just explain how it starts. Previous to this system, so the sootblower lance is taking steam off the steam drum, come over here, and then it's controlled through a poppet valve. So on normal operation, it'll have full steam flow going through this lance as it goes into the boiler and then comes out. It's about a minute each way, in and out. Big steam loss combined in and out, because they say 90% of the cleaning is just done on one of the passes, so the second pass is essentially just wasting steam. So the new system will take control on the poppet valve and control so you can dial it from about 0 to 100% of the steam flow on either side. So right here's the control box. It's got air coming into the control box, and then the relays that will show the direction of the sootblower. So once it reaches all the way in, it'll hit that relay and then start coming out, allowing full steam flow. When that happens, it will send air to the poppet valve over here. So right here, on normal flow, when it signals to go, this poppet valve right here come all the way down, allowing full steam flow to go to the sootblower lance. All the way in, and then on the retraction as well. And then with the new system, essentially it's just limiting how far the spring can come down. So it'll probably only come about halfway down, or wherever we adjust it to, allowing just a little bit of steam on the way in, which will heat up the lance, get rid of the condensation, and then on the way back, once it hits the end, it'll hit the relay, allow full steam flow on the way back for the cleaning cycle. Yeah, so how it works on the normal operation, on the bottom side, as the motor turns the sootblower on, there'll be a bolt right here. As that comes, it'll catch this latch, which will push the spring down on the poppet valve. Normal operation, yeah, it'll come, it'll open that all the way, so you have full steam all the way in, and then on the way back, it will push this to close the spring. And then with the new system, as it comes by, it just limits how far this will actually open up. So we can control how much steam we want on the way in. And then once it hits the end, the relay will signal the air to open the valve all the way, push that latch all the way, and it'll remain all the way open until the sootblower comes back, closes the latch. Yeah, so as far as installing, there's not too much to it. Essentially, we want to look where the placement of the latch is to start with, and you can see he's already got a line drawn on there. As he removes the linkage, this is going to fall, so he's going to want to mark it out and then put this into the same position once the new HISS system is installed. And yeah, from this side, essentially we're just unbolting the linkage and then put on the new HISS actuator, re-secure, and make sure the latch is in the right position. For the air supply, I think they want about 90 to 100 psi for air supply to the box. Air supply coming from the box up to your actuator, which we'll hook up here soon. And then for power, I think it's just 120 volt power. Yeah, so we installed this one a few weeks ago. It's on the other boiler. So you can see the actuator here. Right here is the adjusting screw, which will adjust how far this can come back, which will limit how far that spring can go up and down. They want, I think, about 20 or 30 psi of steam flow on the way in. And then coming back on this unit, we're about 200 psi on the way back. You'll see, we'll give it a run. This one starts at about 100 psi and keeps working its way down. As the sootblower goes in, hits the end, and it'll stay about 200 psi the whole way out. You won't really be able to see both things at once, but essentially as this bolt comes, hits that latch, that's when that spring's going to depress. So it's probably actually better just to watch it spring. So if you want, we'll give it a run. It's going to be a little bit loud. It's down a little back. Might be a little bit of steam pop out, but it should be good here. Hello, Jim.
I am ready.
You want to run number 1 retractable? So it's going to start now if you want to watch that spring. About 50 psi right now. It's working its way in, spinning, and there'll be a nozzle on the end to actually pressure wash the tubes. Yeah, and from here you can actually see that latch if you want to come in. You see, so that's the latch in the open position on the way in. As it gets to the end, that latch should go up even further, which is pushing the spring down. That's what the air is doing on the controller. Got another 4 or 5 feet to go there, and then it'll push it down further. Yeah, so pressure's dropped down. There's still steam flow going through there. You can still hear the steam. That's good. It's warming up the lance, get rid of the condensation, but not using too much steam. And as it hits the end, the air is going to push this down, and we'll have full steam on the way back. Yeah, maybe just stand here so you can watch the pressure and that spring at the same time. Should be happening here in a few seconds. Yeah, see, it hit the latch, it hit the linkage arm, took the pressure off, now you got no steam. That'll come back to the whole position. And so on ours, we do that every 6 hours, we run this one. But then we got the option, we can run it more often because it's less steam flow. Pretty much half the steam flow, so we could run it every 3 hours if we want, the same amount of steam. Or save the steam and just do it half as often.
So we'll just start with breaking our jam nut loose. Okay, so our next step is just removing our turnbuckle end. So we're just going to spin that off. And then we're going to grab a little number seize. So we're going to spin that on to where we're close to where we want to be. And we're going to put our bushing in. Okay, we're just going to leave that loose for a minute. We're going to check our alignment. So we're just going to adjust our turnbuckle until we're where we are at our factory setting. You can see by the lines we have marked how close we are to where we want to be.
Turn on the combustion tube, please.
Okay, and that's pretty close to where we want to be. We're going to go back up. Lock our jam nut. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and tighten our pivot bolt. Okay, so we're nice and tight on there. The next step is to undo our locking bolt. And then we're going to set our cylinder to about 1/3 of stroke. And that's where we're going to start with our adjustments. And when we have our steam, we'll put our pressure gauge on, run it, and see what our steam pressure is doing, and our flow and our temperature. And that's about all for installing, except for our airline here. And that should be it. We did all our pre-work, of course. We set up our box, our airlines, we did our electrical all before installing the HSS. Okay, so we have our air turned back on, ready to do our test run. What we're hoping to see is that the cylinder relaxes a little bit when we're running full. Copy control.
Go ahead, Greg.
Can you give me a run on your retractable on sootblower number 2, boiler number 2? Sootblower number 1, boiler.
Sootblower number 1, boiler 2.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay.
Right, so we're seeing what we wanted to see here. Cylinder relaxed, which means we have our phase direction correct. And once we hit reverse, our air should close our cylinder, opening our top valve the entire way.